The Pony Express. Page 2. In 1860, it took many weeks for mail to go back and forth across the country. From the East Coast to the West Coast is over 3,000 miles. Then, someone came up with an idea. Why not use super fast horses and young riders to carry mail from one place to another? The idea caught on, and the Pony Express was born. The Pony Express had 500 fast horses and 80 young men to ride them. Its trail stretched for 2,000 miles, with over 190 stops on the way. Pony Express riders could ride the 2,000 miles in just 10 days. A Pony Express rider worked hard to deliver the mail. He rode through ice, rain, and snow. He became a hero of his time. "Yippee!" yelled the stagecoach driver. "Look at him ride!" Inside the stagecoach, a young man named Jake sat up. He leaned out to the window to see. Just then, a pony and rider galloped by. The rider wore a red scarf around his neck, blue jeans, and a big smile on his face. The horse seemed to fly by on its long legs. "It's the Pony Express!" Jake yelled. "Yippee!" He watched the rider gallop away down the dusty trail. Right then and there, Jake knew what he wanted to do. He wanted to be a Pony Express rider. Jake jumped off the stagecoach in the next town. He stopped to read the ad for the Pony Express. "Wanted, riders for the Pony Express. Young, skinny fellas, not over 18. Wages, $25 per week." Jake walked in, full of hope. A man behind a desk sized him up. "Hi, young fella," the man said. "You look as skinny as a Pony Express rider should be, but are you strong? Are you brave? Are you willing to work hard?" "Try me," Jake said. He joined the Pony Express. The very next day, Jake went out west to a Pony Express stop. He got a fast, strong horse named Tucker. He got a Pony Express rider's red scarf, a warm shirt, and a big hat. First, Jake learned how to put the mail bag over the horse's saddle. He had to work fast to slip it off one horse and onto another. Next, Jake learned how to switch horses quickly. A good rider could change horses in 2 minutes flat. Jake worked and worked until he was as fast as a rattlesnake. For weeks, Jake rode his horse over the same trail that would be his part of the express. He came to know its every twist and turn. He went up and down the hills over and over again. One day, as Jake led his horse out of the barn, he said, "Just think, Tucker, in 1 week we can ride with the mail." Ben, the man in charge of the station, ran up to the barn. Jake, you've got a ride today," he called out. "The rider coming in is sick. He's almost fallen off his horse, and the mail is late." Jake felt his heart start to race. This would be his big test. Could he be a real Pony Express rider? Jake watched the horse and rider trot up to the barn. The rider was slumped over the animal's neck. When the horse stopped, the rider fell to the ground. He looked up at Jake. "Take good care of the mail," he said. "There's one letter that's really important. It's from—" But Jake didn't listen to the rest. He grabbed the mailbag and threw it on Tucker. Then he jumped into the saddle and took off. "Good luck, Jake," Ben yelled after him. "Watch out for wild animals." Jake talked to Tucker as they raced down the trail. "Faster, Tucker, faster! We can't let the Pony Express down." Tucker galloped. Jake rode low in the saddle. He felt so happy he was a real Pony Express rider now, and in front of him, the trail stretched away over the wide, lonely land. Soon the sun began to set. The sky turned from blue to red, to purple, and then black. Jake kept on riding. The Pony Express never stopped, day or night. Then a loud howl cut through the black night like a knife. A chill ran down Jake's back. Jake dug his heels into Tucker's sides. "Let's get out of here," he said. The trail cut between two steep hills. Another howl filled the night. It was louder and closer. Jake grabbed Tucker's mane and held on tight. The horse galloped through the hills. Jake looked up, and by the light of the moon, he could see a wolf on top of the hill. Then it jumped. Jake felt the wolf sail by him, but Tucker was faster. He carried Jake out of the hills. Soon, the howl and the wolf faded into the night. Jake rode up to the next Pony Express stop on the trail. A man was waiting near the barn with a fresh horse. Jake jumped off Tucker and slipped the mailbag onto the new horse. Then he took off again into the night. Before long, the trail went up a steep hill. The higher Jake rode, the colder it got. He began to shiver. He hadn't worn a warm coat. Then it began to rain. Jake's teeth chattered as he shivered in the cold, wet night. He worried. What if he fell off his horse? What if he lost the mail? What if he let the Pony Express down? Jake gritted his teeth and kept on riding. At last, Jake saw the lights of the next Pony Express stop. A new rider and a new horse would be waiting. Jake could turn the mail over to them. The mail was safe and on time. Men ran up to meet Jake. "The letter!" they called out. "Where's the letter?" That's when Jake remembered what the last rider had said. He slipped the mailbag off the horse and gave it to the men. They pulled out an important-looking letter. Then the next rider took the mailbag and threw it on his fresh horse. He took off in a blur down the trail. Jake walked inside with the men. One of them ripped the letter open and then shouted, "Abe Lincoln!" he yelled. "Abe Lincoln is our next president!" A loud cheer filled the room. Jake smiled as he sank down into a chair. Abe Lincoln was the new president, and he had carried the news on the Pony Express. "Look, boys," one of the men said, "this rider has sure had one long night." But Jake did not hear him. He was sound asleep, dreaming of his first ride for the Pony Express.